The rise of the Mahdi, and advent of the false Messiah. The circumstances of the second coming will involve two other people from the end times, the Mahdi and the Masih ad-Dajjal, Arabic for the false Messiah, and the trials and tribulations associated with them. The primary task of Jesus on his return will be to save the world from the false Messiah and unite it once more under the rule of God. The advent of the false Messiah, however, will be preceded by a man who unites all Muslims under his leadership. Of this man, the Prophet, may the mercy and blessings of God be upon him, said that before the world ends, a person from his family with his name Muhammad ibn Abdullah will rule the Arabs, filling the earth with equity and justice where before there had been oppression and injustice, for 7 years. He further said that he will be supported by the Muslim nation, of whom it was said, "A group of my people will not cease fighting for the truth and will prevail till the day of resurrection." And Jesus son of Mary will descend, and there the Muslims' leader will say, "Come and lead us in prayer." Sahih Muslim. Thus, before the coming of Jesus, the Muslim nation will defend the religion under a man directly descended from the Prophet, who will invite Jesus to lead the prayer interrupted by his coming. How long he will have been leading the Muslim nation will be less than 7 years, but how much less is not known exactly. What is known is that he will be a reluctant commander whom people will flock to, only after an army attacking Mecca is swallowed up by the earth. The Prophet said, "Disagreement will occur at the death of a caliph, and a man of the people of Medina will flee to Mecca. Some of the people of Mecca will come to him, bring him out against his will and swear allegiance to him between the corner and the Maqam. An expeditionary force will then be sent against him from Syria, but it will be swallowed up in the desert between Mecca and Medina. When the people witness this, the most pious men of Syria and the best people of Iraq will come to him and swear allegiance to him between the corner and the Maqam." Abu Dawood. There will also be several campaigns, the first against internal elements, and then against external elements. An army consisting of the best Muslim soldiers in the world will come from Medina to counteract the western invasion of Ash-Sham. When they arrange themselves in ranks, the Romans will say, "Do not stand between us and those who took prisoners from amongst us. Let us fight with them." The Muslims will say, "No, by God, we will never stand aside for you or our brethren so that you can fight them." Sahih Muslim. The fight would last 3 days with great slaughter on all sides until, on the 4th day, the remnants of the Muslim army will defeat the Western forces and go on to conquer Istanbul. While the soldiers are looting the city, a false rumor that the false Messiah had arrived will reach them, so they will make for Syria again. By the time they reach Damascus, where the Mahdi will prepare them for war against the false Messiah's coming, the false Messiah will truly appear. His stay on earth will be 40 days. However, these 40 days will have something special about them. The first day and night will last a full year, the second a full month, and the third a full week, and the remaining 37 days would be normal. It is in these final 37 days that Jesus will probably come, since he will kill the false Messiah shortly after his arrival. The false Messiah will appear out of the east, on the way between Syria and Iraq, and his coming will spread great troubles and injustice right and left. He will range far and wide, like a wind-driven cloud, coming to first one people and then another. He will invite people to follow him, rewarding the ones who respond and affirm their faith in him by commanding the sky to rain, which will cause the land and domestic animals to flourish and produce. Those who refuse him will suffer drought, famine, and loss of wealth. Wherever he goes, he will call forth the land's treasures, which will gather before him like swarming bees, and he will even kill a man, cutting him in half and then bring him back to life. The coming of Jesus and death of the false Messiah. As can be seen, the false Messiah will have been given miracles to convince people to stray from the path, and many will follow him. Some hadiths mention that many people, especially the Jews, will take him for the real Messiah, as he will announce himself to be God's representative. However, he will soon claim divine power himself, and eventually claim to be the Lord. He will conquer most of the world and go against the Mahdi in Damascus, and this will be the time the true Messiah, Jesus, will descend. God will send the Messiah, son of Mary, who will descend at the white minaret on the eastern side of Damascus wearing 2 garments, lightly dyed with saffron, his hands resting on the wings of 2 angels. When he lowers his head, beads of perspiration will fall from it, and when he raises it up, beads like pearls will scatter from it. Every non-believer who smells him will die, and his breath will reach as far as he is able to see. Sahih Muslim. In another hadith it says, "Certainly, the time of prayer shall come, and then Jesus, the son of Mary, will descend and will lead them in prayer. When sees he him, the enemy of God will begin to dissolve just as salt does in water." Sahih Muslim. The first hadith continues to say that he will meet him at Lydda. He Jesus will pursue the false Messiah until he captures him at the gates of Lydda and kills him. Sahih Muslim. Jesus will use a spear guided by God in this killing, by which the forces of temptation will be vanquished. Then, a people whom God had protected will come to Jesus, son of Mary, and he will wipe their faces and inform them of their ranks in paradise. Sahih Muslim. This information is not the judgment of Judgment Day, but knowledge given to Jesus by God. These people are not the elect of the Christian rapture, but the survivors of the turmoil surrounding his coming. And this is but the first episode of the Messiah's life on his return, which the next article will elaborate